Listen carefully. This is not a random message. This is not a story meant to pass time. This is a moment that has been waiting for you. Right now, something unseen is already moving toward your life. Not loudly, not dramatically, quietly, with intention. And Archangel Michael is not whispering today. He is commanding. Open it immediately. Because a person is coming toward you with a hidden gift, and if you are not aware before they knock, you may misunderstand the moment, or miss it entirely. You have felt it already, haven't you? That strange pressure in your chest. That sense that something is about to change, but you cannot name it. That restlessness that appears for no reason, especially at night. That is not anxiety. That is preparation. There has been a delay around your life. Not a denial. A delay. Something meant for you was held back until your spirit was ready to recognize it. Archangel Michael says this clearly. What is coming will not look like what you expected. The gift is not wrapped. The gift does not shine. The gift does not announce itself. It comes through a person who knows more about you than you realize. A person who has been watching from a distance. A person who hesitated, until now. This person carries something they have not spoken about to anyone. Not because they are hiding it from you, but because they were waiting for the right moment. That moment is approaching fast. You may think this person is ordinary. You may even overlook them. You may have already crossed paths once, or twice, without understanding why they stayed in your thoughts longer than they should have. That was not coincidence. Archangel Michael says, your name was spoken in a place you have never entered. Decisions were made about you without your presence. Doors were discussed. Paths were measured. And one choice was sealed. The person coming toward you carries the key to that choice. But here is the warning, listen carefully. If you rush, if you judge by appearance, if you assume you already know their intention, the gift remains unopened. This gift is layered. On the surface, it looks simple. Underneath, it changes direction. It affects money. It affects position. It affects how others see you. And most importantly, it affects how you see yourself. This is why Archangel Michael says, open it immediately. Not later. Not after doubt. Not after fear. Speaks. Because hesitation is the only thing that can weaken this moment. There has been spiritual resistance around you lately. Small distractions. Unnecessary delays. People testing your patience without realizing why. That resistance exists because something valuable is near. What is valuable always attracts interference. But hear this clearly. Nothing meant for you can be taken, only delayed. And the delay has ended. When this person arrives, they may not speak directly at first. They may circle the truth. They may say something casual. They may test your reaction. Do not interrupt. Do not dismiss. Do not rush the exchange. Archangel Michael says, your silence will unlock what words cannot. There is a moment coming, brief, subtle, easy to miss, where you will feel a sudden calm while listening to them. That is your confirmation. That is the moment to open it. This is not about believing blindly. This is about recognizing alignment. You were chosen for this exchange because you endured something that nearly broke you, and did not become bitter. You questioned yourself. You doubted timing. You wondered why others moved ahead while you felt paused. That pause was protection. Because what arrives now requires stability, not desperation. The knock will come in an unexpected way. Not always a door. Sometimes a message. Sometimes a call. Sometimes a chance meeting that feels strangely familiar. When it happens, you will remember this moment. And you will understand why Archangel Michael ordered you to open it immediately. Stay with this message. The next part reveals who this person truly is, and why they could not come sooner. Stay here. Because what you are about to hear was not meant for everyone, only for the one who stayed after the first revelation. Archangel Michael says the person approaching you has been carrying this gift longer than you have been waiting. They did not choose this responsibility. It was placed on them. At some point in their life, they were shown something about you, not your face, not your name at first, but your energy, your endurance, your silence during pain, your ability to keep going when no one was watching. That is why they recognized you before you recognized them. This person knows a version of your future that you have not yet imagined. And that knowledge has made them careful, almost hesitant. Because once they give you what they carry, their role changes forever. Archangel Michael says, they are afraid of being early arrival can confuse destiny. Late arrival can cancel it. That is why timing matters now more than ever. You may notice something unusual when this person enters your space, a sense of familiarity mixed with nervousness. They will watch your reactions closely. They will listen more than they speak. They are measuring one thing: your readiness. Not your confidence. Not your excitement. Your readiness. The hidden gift is not just an object or information. It is access. Access to a door that was closed because it required maturity, not desire. Once opened, this door affects your direction for years. It shifts how opportunities find you. It changes who feels comfortable around you, and who quietly steps away. This is why some connections have already begun to loosen. This is not loss. This is clearing. Archangel Michael says, do not chase what leaves during preparation. What stays now is aligned. Here is the part many are not told. The person bringing the gift almost gave it to someone else. Not because they wanted to, but because they doubted you would recognize its value. Something you did recently changed that. A decision you made quietly. A boundary you finally enforced. A moment where you chose self-respect over explanation. That moment was noticed. That moment activated movement. The gift responds to integrity. It cannot be forced. It cannot be rushed. When the moment comes, your response should be simple. No performance. No overthinking. Archangel Michael says, receive without shrinking. You do not need to prove you deserve it. Your endurance already did that. There is something important you must remember. This message did not find you because you were searching. It found you because you were ready to listen. If this feels personal, it is. If it feels precise, it is meant to be remembered. Some messages are not meant to be kept silent. Some moments are strengthened when they are acknowledged. And some journeys unfold faster when others recognize they are not alone. Stay present. Stay open. Because in the next part, the final obstacle will be revealed, the one thing that can delay the knock if ignored. And once you hear it, you will understand why Archangel Michael did not ask. He ordered. Stay with this moment. Because what Archangel Michael reveals now is the one truth most people never hear, and that is why they miss what was meant for them. The final obstacle is not another person. It is not bad timing. It is not lack. It is familiarity. Archangel Michael says the greatest danger before a breakthrough is mistaking the extraordinary for something ordinary. The person coming toward you will not arrive with drama. They will not declare destiny. They will not announce importance. They will arrive calmly. And that calm is the test. You have survived chaos. You have learned to recognize pain quickly. But peace may feel unfamiliar. That is why many people unknowingly push away what finally comes in alignment. Archangel Michael says, do not measure this moment by intensity. Measure it by clarity. The hidden gift carries clarity. When it is near, confusion disappears. Noise fades. Your thoughts slow down. If you expect fireworks, you may miss the doorway. There is something else you must know. This person has been warned not to push you. They were told your free will must remain untouched. That if you hesitate, they must step back. That is how sacred this exchange is. You are not being forced. You are being trusted. This is why your inner response matters more than your words. If doubt speaks first, the moment pauses. If fear takes control, the knock softens. If comparison enters your mind, the door waits. But if presence leads, the exchange completes. Archangel Michael says, what is meant for you recognizes courage without noise. You do not need to feel ready. You need to be honest. Honest with yourself about what you want next. Honest about what you are done carrying. Honest about the life you no longer fit into. Because this gift does not attach itself to who you were. It responds to who you are becoming. That is why it could not come earlier. Earlier, you would have tried to prove something. Earlier, you would have questioned your worth. Earlier, you might have shared it with those who could not protect it. Now, you are quieter, stronger, more selective. That is readiness. When the moment comes, you may feel an urge to downplay yourself, to act smaller, to brush it off. Resist that instinct. Archangel Michael says, stand still. Let what is aligned come to you. You do not chase this gift. You receive it. And once received, something shifts immediately. A weight lifts you did not know you were carrying. A decision becomes obvious. A path that felt blocked suddenly opens. This is not luck. This is alignment catching up with patience. Remember this. If the moment feels gentle, it is real. If it feels calm, it is powerful. If it feels quiet, it is sacred. Stay here. Because the next part reveals what happens after the door opens, and why your life cannot return to the way it was once the gift is received. Stay present. Because once the door opens, nothing returns to the way it was, and this is where most lives quietly split into before and after. Archangel Michael says the moment you receive the gift, the shift begins internally, not externally. At first, nothing looks different. The room is the same. The faces around you are the same. Your routine appears unchanged. But you are not the same. Something inside you locks into place. A knowing replaces uncertainty. A calm replaces urgency. A certainty replaces waiting. You stop asking when. You stop asking how. You stop explaining yourself. This is how destiny confirms itself. Through peace, not noise. The person who delivered the gift does not stay long. Their role completes quickly. They were never meant to walk the path with you. They were meant to open it. Archangel Michael says, messengers do not linger at the destination. Do not cling. Do not overanalyze. Do not try to recreate the moment. Honor it by moving forward. After this exchange, you will notice changes that feel subtle but permanent. People who once overlooked you begin to listen differently. Opportunities that required effort begin to arrive with ease. Conversations shift. Respect appears without demand. Some will not understand your calm. Some will misread your silence. Some may feel uncomfortable around you without knowing why. That is not your concern. Your alignment has changed your frequency. There is also a release. Something you have been carrying, responsibility, guilt, pressure, or expectation, quietly dissolves. You realize it was never yours to hold forever. Archangel Michael says, what is lifted now cannot be picked up again. This is important. Do not revisit old versions of yourself out of habit. Do not return to roles you have outgrown out of loyalty. Do not explain your growth to those committed to misunderstanding it. Growth does not require permission. The gift did not come to add weight. It came to remove it. From this moment forward, timing works differently for you. Delays shorten. Paths clarify faster. Decisions feel cleaner. You may feel emotional without knowing why. Not sadness. Recognition. A part of you understands that something long awaited has finally arrived, quietly, precisely, and without force. Remember this moment. Let it settle. Let it anchor. Let it remind you that patience was not wasted, it was shaping you. Archangel Michael says, those who recognize the moment are changed by it. If this message held your attention until now, it was not by accident. Some moments grow stronger when they are acknowledged. Some paths stabilize when they are witnessed. And some transformations deepen when they are allowed to be seen. Stay grounded. Stay open. Because what follows this gift is not chaos, it is clarity. And clarity changes everything. Remain here. Because what comes after clarity is responsibility, and this is where the story deepens. Archangel Michael says the gift you received was not only for your relief, it was for your positioning. Once the shift happens, the world begins to respond differently to you, not because you demand it, but because alignment creates gravity. You may notice that people start seeking your opinion without knowing why. Your presence carries weight without effort. Your words land more firmly, even when you speak softly. This is not elevation for pride. This is preparation for influence. Archangel Michael says, you were not chosen to escape the world. You were chosen to move within it with clarity. The gift activated discernment. You will begin to sense when something is off before it shows itself. You will know when to pause without explanation. You will feel when a path is closing, and you will not panic. Because panic no longer serves you. Here is the revelation many are not ready for. The gift rearranges your future relationships. Not immediately, not dramatically, but decisively. Some people will drift without conflict. Some connections will fade without conversation. Some doors will close quietly. This is not punishment. This is refinement. Archangel Michael says, what cannot grow with you must release you. Do not chase what disconnects naturally. Do not explain what no longer requires justification. Your calm will do the speaking. There will also be a test. Soon after the gift settles, an old pattern may return briefly, a familiar challenge, a repeated situation, a known trigger. This is not a setback. This is confirmation. It appears to show you how much you have changed. Where you once reacted, you will now observe. Where you once explained, you will now choose silence. Where you once waited for validation, you will now trust your knowing. This is mastery. Archangel Michael says, power is quiet when it is real. Do not underestimate what is unfolding. The gift did not rush into your life because it needed stability, not excitement. And you provided that by surviving without losing yourself. From this moment on, your life moves forward without apology. You no longer need to convince the universe you are ready. You no longer need to prove your worth through endurance. You no longer need to wait for permission. You have crossed the threshold. Let this settle deeply. Because what comes next is not about receiving, it is about becoming. And in the next part, the final truth will be revealed, the reason Archangel Michael chose you to hear this message now, and why the timing could not be delayed any longer. Stay with this. Because the truth revealed now explains everything that came before. Archangel Michael says you were not chosen because you were perfect. You were chosen because you stayed open while being tested. There were moments when closing your heart would have been easier. Moments when withdrawing would have protected you. Moments when silence felt heavier than speaking. Yet you did not harden. That is why timing could no longer be delayed. The gift arrived because your inner posture changed. You stopped asking the world to recognize you. You started recognizing yourself. That shift is rare. Archangel Michael says, recognition of self is the signal. Once that signal appears, alignment accelerates. This is why events now begin to stack. Conversations align unexpectedly. Paths intersect without planning. What once required effort now responds to intention. Here is the revelation most people never hear. You are not stepping into something new. You are returning to something true. The feeling of familiarity that follows the gift is not coincidence. It is remembrance. A part of you knows this path. That is why fear does not dominate. That is why peace accompanies the unknown. Archangel Michael says, fear leaves when purpose is remembered. Do not rush what unfolds next. Speed is not required now. Presence is. You may feel moments of stillness between movement. Do not fill them with noise. They are integration points. This is where strength settles. People may ask what changed. You may not have words. That is fine. Not every transformation needs narration. Your life begins to speak for itself. The gift did not announce itself loudly because it was meant to last quietly. Remember this. If you feel calm, you are aligned. If you feel steady, you are positioned. If you feel clear, you are ready. There is nothing you need to chase. Nothing you need to force. Nothing you need to prove. You are already moving. Archangel Michael says, when movement is internal, results follow externally. Let this truth anchor you. Because the final part will seal this message, the instruction you must carry forward so that what has opened remains open, and what has arrived remains protected. Stay here. Remain with this final moment. Because what Archangel Michael speaks now is not about the gift, it is about protecting what the gift unlocks. Once alignment begins, distraction tries to return. Not loudly, not aggressively, quietly. Small doubts, old habits, familiar voices asking you to explain yourself again. Archangel Michael says this clearly, do not reopen doors you already closed with truth. The instruction is simple, but powerful. Move forward without announcing every step. Hold your clarity without defending it. Protect your peace without guilt. What has opened responds to consistency, not intensity. You are no longer meant to react to everything that calls your name. You are meant to respond only to what aligns. This is how the door stays open. There is something important you must remember. Not everyone will understand your calm. Not everyone will celebrate your growth. Not everyone will recognize the shift. That does not matter. What is meant for you recognizes you without explanation. Archangel Michael says, do not confuse being understood with being aligned. You may feel moments of solitude even among others. This is not isolation. This is refinement. You are being tuned to a frequency that requires less noise. Honor that. Protect the stillness that now lives inside you. It is not emptiness. It is readiness. From this moment on, your role is simple. Listen before you speak. Pause before you decide. Trust before you doubt. What arrived quietly will grow steadily. And when the next knock comes, because there will be another, you will recognize it immediately. Not by sound, by certainty. Archangel Michael says, the one who recognizes the moment walks forward without fear. Carry this knowing. Let it guide your steps. Let it shape your choices. Let it remind you that patience was not delay, it was design. You were not forgotten. You were prepared. And now, you move forward, steady, clear, and unshaken. Stay here. Because what unfolds now is the confirmation most people wait their entire lives to receive. Archangel Michael says the silence you feel now is not emptiness. It is completion. When something is truly aligned, it does not need to convince you. It settles. It roots. It stays. This is why everything feels slower and clearer at the same time. Your spirit is no longer searching. It is standing. You may notice that urgency has left you, not because nothing matters, but because you finally know what does. Archangel Michael says, when urgency leaves, authority enters. You are no longer reacting to life. Life is responding to you. This is the aftereffect of the gift. Not excitement. Not chaos. Stability. A deep internal stability that cannot be shaken by outside opinions. People may sense this change and test it unconsciously. They may question you. They may challenge your calm. They may try to pull you back into old patterns. This is the final confirmation. What is real does not collapse under pressure. Do not argue. Do not defend. Do not retreat. Remain steady. Archangel Michael says, stillness is strength when alignment is complete. There is something else happening now, quietly. Your path is being recognized by others who are aligned with where you are going, not where you have been. These connections arrive naturally. No effort. No chasing. No proving. They feel easy because they are timely. You are no longer early. You are no longer late. You are exactly where you are meant to be. Remember this feeling. This calm certainty. This grounded awareness. This quiet confidence. It is your new reference point. Whenever doubt tries to return, return here. Whenever noise rises, return here. Whenever distraction appears, return here. Archangel Michael says, what is anchored cannot be shaken. This message was not meant to rush you. It was meant to align you. And now that alignment has taken place, you move forward without force. You choose without fear. You receive without resistance. The door is open. And this time, it stays open. Stay with this final stretch. Because what Archangel Michael reveals now explains why this message reached you today and not another day. There was a narrowing of timelines around your life. Multiple possibilities existed. Multiple directions were open. But only one path protected what you have become. That path has now been chosen. Archangel Michael says, when clarity appears, timelines collapse into truth. This is why distractions feel weaker now. This is why old fears no longer have authority. This is why hesitation does not last the way it used to. Your inner compass has recalibrated. From this point forward, guidance comes faster. Signals feel clearer. Decisions feel cleaner. You will not need to ask as many questions. You will recognize answers by how calm they make you feel. This is maturity of spirit. The hidden gift did not end with the exchange. It continues unfolding through insight, timing, and alignment. Small moments now carry weight. Brief conversations shift direction. Simple choices create long echoes. This is how destiny works when resistance is gone. Archangel Michael says, what flows now will not need correction later. There is one final truth to carry. You do not owe the past access to your future. You do not owe explanations for your growth. You do not owe comfort to what thrived on your uncertainty. Honor what you have become by protecting it. Speak when clarity guides you. Move when certainty settles. Rest when stillness calls. This balance keeps the door open. You will notice something in the days ahead. A quiet confidence replacing old urgency. A deeper trust in your timing. A sense that you are finally moving with life instead of against it. That is the sign. Archangel Michael says, when struggle ends, alignment begins. Remember this message not as a moment of emotion, but as a marker of transition. You crossed a threshold, and everything beyond it responds to who you are now. Remain steady. Remain aware. Remain open. What was ordered has been opened, and what has opened will now unfold, naturally, clearly, and without force. Stay with this closing moment, because what Archangel Michael speaks now seals everything that has unfolded. This was never about a single gift. It was about readiness meeting recognition. The reason this message reached you now is simple and exact. You stopped asking to be chosen, and became available to alignment. That shift changed everything. Archangel Michael says, when seeking ends, receiving begins. You are no longer standing at the edge of possibility. You are standing inside it. From here forward, your life does not move in dramatic leaps. It moves in precise steps. Each step feels right before it makes sense. Each choice feels calm before it shows results. This is the mark of true direction. You may notice something important in the days ahead. Moments that once felt heavy now feel neutral. Situations that once confused you now feel obvious. People who once influenced you no longer pull at your energy. This is not distance. This is discernment. Archangel Michael says, discernment is peace with boundaries. You will no longer need constant reassurance. You will no longer wait for signs to move. You will no longer guess what feels steady. Your inner confirmation has matured. This is the greatest gift of all. Not something added to your life, but something removed. Uncertainty. From now on, when opportunity appears, it will feel natural. When connection arrives, it will feel clean. When decisions come, they will feel complete. This is how alignment sustains itself. Remember this truth and carry it forward. What is meant for you does not require urgency. What is aligned does not create confusion. What is true does not need force. You were never late. You were never forgotten. You were never overlooked. You were being prepared for precision. Archangel Michael says, what opens in truth remains open. Let this message settle without rushing away from it. Let it anchor without questioning it. Let it remind you that your patience was not waiting, it was building. You move forward now with quiet confidence, with grounded clarity, with steady awareness. The door is open, and your path is clear. Remain here, because what Archangel Michael reveals now is the continuation most people never receive, the phase after certainty. Once clarity settles, life begins to rearrange itself around you without asking permission. Not suddenly, not dramatically, but unmistakably. Archangel Michael says, when alignment is complete, movement becomes effortless. You may notice that situations resolve without confrontation. Delays dissolve without explanation. Answers arrive before questions fully form. This is not coincidence. This is momentum. Momentum created by stillness. Here is the truth that will surprise you. The hidden gift did not only open a door ahead of you, it quietly closed one behind you. A door to repeating lessons. A door to unnecessary struggle. A door to proving yourself to those who could never fully see you. That door will not reopen. And this is where memory tries to interfere. You may feel a brief urge to look back, to check, to confirm, to revisit something familiar. Do not mistake nostalgia for direction. Archangel Michael says, what has ended does not need closure, it needs release. You are not meant to carry reminders of who you used to be. You are meant to walk forward lightly. From this point on, intuition sharpens. You will sense when to speak and when silence protects more. You will know when to wait and when movement matters. You will feel when something aligns, and when it only distracts. Trust that. Your discernment is now trained. People will begin to mirror your clarity. Some will rise to meet it. Some will fall away naturally. Let both happen. Nothing aligned is lost. Nothing misaligned is meant to stay. Archangel Michael says, what remains now is chosen. You are entering a phase where simplicity becomes powerful. Less explanation, less urgency, less noise, more precision, more ease, more truth. This is how peace stabilizes. If you ever question whether this shift was real, remember this. You are no longer waiting for life to start. You are already moving within it. And movement guided by clarity does not reverse. Stay steady. Stay present. Stay open. Because what unfolds next will not ask you to struggle, it will ask you to trust. And trust, now, comes naturally. Stay with this final unfolding. Because what Archangel Michael speaks now is not guidance for a moment, it is direction for a season. There is a settling happening around your life, not an ending, an anchoring. Things no longer feel scattered. Your thoughts no longer pull you in opposite directions. Your energy no longer leaks into places that cannot return it. Archangel Michael says, when the soul settles, the path reveals itself. This is why you feel different now. Not louder, not dramatic, but rooted. You are no longer chasing meaning. Meaning is moving with you. There is a quiet confidence growing that does not need reinforcement. You trust your timing without defending it. You trust your decisions without explaining them. This is inner authority. Here is the truth few are told. After alignment, life becomes selective. Not everything reaches you anymore. Not every problem attaches to you. Not every invitation requires a response. This is not withdrawal. This is discernment in motion. Archangel Michael says, protection is not distance. It is clarity. You may notice your circle becoming smaller but stronger. Your goals becoming simpler but deeper. Your desires becoming clearer but calmer. This is refinement. What once overwhelmed you now passes through without staying. What once confused you now reveals itself quickly. What once drained you now dissolves on contact. This is not because life became easier. It is because you became aligned. From here forward, your responsibility is gentle but firm. Do not rush what is steady. Do not question what is peaceful. Do not abandon what feels true just because it is quiet. Quiet does not mean small. Quiet often means powerful. Archangel Michael says, what is built in stillness lasts. Carry this awareness with you. Let it guide your steps without pressure. Let it inform your choices without fear. Let it protect your future without resistance. You are not waiting for confirmation anymore. You are living it. And this is how you know the message has completed its work. Not by emotion, not by intensity, but by peace that does not leave. Remain steady. Remain grounded. Remain open. What was ordered has unfolded. What unfolded has aligned. And what is aligned now moves forward, with you. Remain here a little longer. Because what Archangel Michael reveals now is the moment most people never pause long enough to understand. This is the point where alignment becomes identity. Not something you experience. Something you live from. Archangel Michael says the reason everything feels quieter now is because the inner argument has ended. You are no longer negotiating with yourself. You are no longer torn between options that never truly fit. You are no longer waiting for permission to move forward. The decision has already been made, internally. That is why peace feels stable instead of fragile. Here is the revelation that will stay with you. The gift did not come to change your outer life first. It came to correct your inner posture. Once posture is corrected, outcomes follow naturally. This is why you no longer feel the need to rush. This is why urgency feels unnecessary. This is why patience now feels powerful instead of heavy. Archangel Michael says, when posture aligns, timing obeys. You may notice something subtle but important. You are no longer afraid of missing out. You are no longer afraid of being left behind. You are no longer afraid of choosing wrong. Because fear fades when clarity takes the lead. Life will continue to move. Challenges will still appear. Decisions will still matter. But they will not destabilize you. You will face them from a grounded place, not from survival. This is maturity of alignment. There is also protection in this phase. What once disturbed your peace now struggles to reach you. What once drained you now loses access. What once confused you now reveals itself quickly. Not because you hardened, but because you became clear. Archangel Michael says, clarity is the strongest form of protection. Carry this knowing quietly. You do not need to announce it. You do not need to explain it. You do not need to defend it. Your consistency will speak for you. From here forward, your life responds to intention, not reaction. Your future unfolds through choice, not pressure. Your path remains open because you walk it consciously. This is how the message completes itself. Not with noise, not with intensity, but with a steady inner confirmation that does not fade. You are not searching anymore. You are moving. And what moves with clarity does not lose its way. Stay present. Because what Archangel Michael reveals now is the final refinement, the point where alignment begins to express itself through action. This is where many people unknowingly hesitate, not because they are afraid, but because moving forward without inner conflict feels unfamiliar. You are used to resistance. You are used to pushing. You are used to proving. But now, movement feels smooth. And smoothness can feel suspicious to those who survived struggle. Archangel Michael says, do not question ease when it arrives after endurance. Ease is not weakness. Ease is confirmation. You may notice that your decisions now feel quiet but final. You do not revisit them repeatedly. You do not seek agreement. You do not wait for reassurance. This is not stubbornness. This is certainty. Here is the revelation meant to be remembered. Your life is no longer shaped by reaction. It is shaped by intention. That single shift changes everything. What you choose now carries momentum. What you decline now protects your future. What you allow now sets direction. This is why your awareness matters more than effort. Archangel Michael says, direction is chosen in awareness, not in force. You will begin to notice patterns dissolving. Old triggers lose their grip. Old doubts lose their voice. Old fears lose their authority. They do not fight you. They simply fail to find you. Because you are no longer standing where you used to stand. There is also responsibility in this phase. Not heavy responsibility, clear responsibility. To honor your clarity. To protect your peace. To move deliberately. You do not owe access to everything that asks for your attention. You do not owe energy to everything that demands reaction. You do not owe explanations for your boundaries. This is alignment in practice. Archangel Michael says, protection follows intention. From this point forward, your life responds quickly. Not because it rushes, but because resistance has ended. Trust that. Trust the calm. Trust the steadiness. Trust the simplicity. You are not missing anything. You are not behind anything. You are not waiting anymore. You are walking, consciously, clearly, and without inner noise. And that is how the path remains open. Remain steady. Because what Archangel Michael speaks now is the moment where alignment turns into momentum. This is where life begins to answer you faster than before. Not because you demand it, but because you no longer resist it. Archangel Michael says the reason things begin to move now is because you stop questioning your own clarity. You trust your inner signal. You honor your pause. You move when it feels complete. That trust is magnetic. Opportunities recognize it. People respond to it. Timing aligns around it. This is the phase where action feels clean. You do not feel pulled in 10 directions anymore. You choose one, and everything else fades naturally. This is not limitation. This is focus. Archangel Michael says, focus is alignment made visible. You may notice something important. You no longer explain your choices to feel safe in them. You no longer wait for approval to feel right. You no longer doubt yourself after deciding. That inner loop has ended. What replaces it is confidence without noise. Some may misunderstand this change. Some may feel you are distant. Some may feel you are unavailable. But this is not withdrawal. This is self-respect settling into place. You are not meant to be accessible to everything anymore. You are meant to be aligned with what matters. Archangel Michael says, availability without alignment drains purpose. From here forward, your energy becomes intentional. Where you give it, growth follows. Where you withhold it, peace remains. This balance protects your path. You may feel moments of excitement mixed with calm. Not rush, not pressure, just readiness. That is the sign that timing is correct. Do not rush what is unfolding now. Momentum does not require force. It requires consistency. Continue listening. Continue choosing deliberately. Continue honoring what feels true. This is how alignment becomes sustainable. You are no longer standing at a doorway. You are walking through it. And each step confirms the last. Stay grounded. Stay aware. Stay aligned. What is moving now is not temporary. It is established. Stay with this moment. Because what Archangel Michael reveals now is the stabilization point, the place where alignment stops feeling new and starts feeling natural. This is where many people unconsciously look for the old struggle again. Not because they want pain, but because struggle once defined progress. That definition no longer applies to you. Archangel Michael says, growth does not always announce itself through effort. Sometimes it announces itself through ease that lasts. You may notice your days feel quieter but fuller. Your thoughts feel clearer but fewer. Your choices feel smaller but more powerful. This is not slowdown. This is precision. You are no longer reacting to circumstances. You are shaping outcomes by what you allow and what you refuse. That is authority. Here is the revelation meant to anchor you. Your life is now responding to who you are consistently, not who you are occasionally. No more peaks followed by crashes. No more clarity followed by confusion. No more progress followed by retreat. Consistency has replaced intensity. Archangel Michael says, consistency is alignment matured. You will notice that what once tempted you now feels irrelevant. What once distracted you now feels obvious. What once demanded your energy now receives none. This is not loss. This is liberation. Your nervous system is learning safety in stability. Your spirit is learning strength in calm. Your future is learning how to meet you without resistance. There may be moments where you wonder if you should be doing more. Listen carefully. That voice is old conditioning, not intuition. Archangel Michael says, doing less with clarity moves faster than doing more with doubt.